Okay, so we would like to have something that is similar to this, as close as possible. So let's write it down. I'm going to probably just take this and put it on the side so I can see it at the same time while I'm working on my file. With the control and mouse wheel, I'm making this smaller so I can see actually all the page. So now I'd like to just, as usual, when I would like to be doing something, typing something, the easiest way for you to do that is to right away just type the text, and then the formatting we can just play with it later on. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going just to be typing the text. Increase, well, I don't see very well. Increase your sales. Make, this is a mistake, it should be make in impact with colors. With color. Even if I don't put n, it's going to show me as a mistake, so I need to, you see it, I need just to correct that. Just right click and it proposes the right answer to that. Okay, so this is what I would like to do also. Go back also to the line and have this color masters. Probably I'm going to leave it at the end because I need this to be inside of that box. So in order to do that, I'm going to be doing something, so I'm going to leave it out. Then I have this let's say full color. Documents have a greater impact on clients. As you can see, I did not pay attention to where I'm starting and stopping. I'm going to play with that later on as well. The lines, leave them at the end. Now I need some sort of a table, and I'm going to insert a table. What's the size of that table?
405.
So 4 columns, 5 rows, and it just puts right type everything. Size 5 inch by 8.5 inch. Actually, we can improve this and half, and we can do something better. I'm going to do that later on. Actually, we can do it right away. You know, this and half, I can just go back here and insert. There's something, and let me make this bigger. Not in the home, that's it, insert. I want to go to insert. There's a symbol, and in the symbol I can find in more symbols something that is more appropriate, like this one. As you can see, it's much convenient. So I have, as you look at it, it's better than having this one. It's just one character that is inserted, which looks better. This was not required, but I'm just showing you something extra. So, and then I have 17 inch by 22, and let's just now try to put the rest of the content. So this is color. I go down with just the keyboard, black and white, matte finish, glossy finish, and then $.25 per copy, and I'm going to copy this and paste it because I just need to change it to now 10. Same as above. Add, and I'm going to paste just to change whatever I want, and then I'm going to be doing something similar to the next. $.20, same as above, and then maybe add $.20 per copy. Continue. I'm just going to copy. As you can see, I'm using Control V to paste. Control V to paste every time, so it's much easier for me to. Same as above. And then let's add 30 per copy. You can see that when I use this Control C, Control V, it works faster than just trying to copy. Trying to copy and go back and use the mouse and so on. Okay, now that I finished this, 5 reasons to use our, maybe capital O. Let's do something which is the closest to this service, and then they have something like this. Well, there are different ways to do this, but the easiest way is to use a table again. We have a table. I have only, let's say, one line, one row, but then 2, 4, 5 columns. And later on I'm going to remove those ones so as to keep only this text. So here our color printing service is designed for short run orders. You know what does short run orders mean? No? Yes? This is something that is the reason that they say this is why you should use our services. They said our color printing service is designed for short run orders. What does this mean? They're fast. Fast for what?
Delivery.
They can copy fast even if you give them on short notice. Because some copiers, you can go to them, for example, tell them, I would like to copy this big thing, and they tell you, oh, you know, come back tomorrow on, you have it available. And so they say here they can do it very fast even if you don't give them a lot of time. This is what the short run orders. In spot color. Yes? I'm forgetting something. Okay, so I'm going to Control X to get it from here, and to Control V to paste it there. Photographs. And then I will go back to the previous one. We guarantee to increase your sales. And then we use the latest technology. And the last thing here is Color Masters Inc. 87 Avenue of the Americas, New York, NY 133. So as you can see, I just typed the text. Now I'm going to play with the formatting, and I still have to do this. So let's try to do something. First of all, let's try to look at the font. Is this font similar to this one? No, so I'm going to probably try to look for something similar. Which font did you find out to be similar to this one? Maybe this time New Roman or Arial? This one? So if I make it bold and increase the size, well, let's try it with Times New Roman. Maybe, I don't know if maybe this one, no. Anyways, let's just not lose time. We don't need to find the exact font, but we need just to find something similar. I don't know what you're doing there, but does not seem like choosing the right font. So I'm going to put it also centered, and maybe later on I might increase or decrease the size just to make it look similar to this one. What about this one also? Need to be centered. How can I decrease this distance between these two? First of all, let's make this a bit bigger. Maybe too big. Maybe this is enough. Or maybe should I make this bigger and then make this size, something like this. But how can I just decrease this distance between these two? Wait, which one? You cannot see it. In the font? In the paragraph? This one? Right? Keep going right. Here you mean? Oh, okay. Actually, you go here, you can have choices. and then you can go to this line spacing options that will actually do the same thing in there. If you click on this one, you have this one as well. The same window, you can get it from two places. And now, in the spacing, after, make it 0. Okay. So it's still good, but can I decrease it more? Yes, because you see this says multiple. Let's just make it single. Okay. And now you can see that it's much better than this. Okay, so some of you have tried to insert this at the beginning, and you had some problems because later on you could not go down. Besides that, I mean, after this shape, and this is one of the problems that you try to avoid when you type the text first and then you format later on. You get rid of a lot of different problems. How can I insert this shape over here and have this color masters ink? So I need to go to first click here and then insert shapes.
Down there.
Which
Basic
one?
Shapes. Basic shapes to the left. Third to the left.
In which one? In lines?
Basic shapes.
Basic shapes.
Third to the left.
Third. This one. Okay, let's design this. And I can see that it takes a lot of.
Make your
There's something I can do. I can just in the wrap text. If I keep it like in front of the text, it's going to be like in front of the text. But what about if I put something like it's through or in line with the text? Now, if I keep it in line with the text, it's going to just to take the right space, and then it's not going to disturb the rest. And this is probably what I want. Can I make it center? It doesn't seem to allow me to put it center. But if I put select this one, and then I can center it now. If I select it, if I click on just this somewhere here or there, I can move it wherever I want. So let's say I would like to have something like this, with this size, but I don't want to have these colors. I don't want to have the coloring. I want to make it white. What should I go? Shape, design. Where?
Drawing tools.
This is drawing tools in the format. Yes, this is the contextual tabs. And then shape and style. I can choose one of them. Like this one, for example, which was there already. Well, this might be similar. I can just make it further. You see those lines are not as bold as these ones, like they're smaller. Let's see if I can change that. Shape outline, the weight. You see, I can play with this. I can make it bolder or just like this, for example. Now it's almost similar, which is enough. I would like to type the text inside. First of all, maybe have some more spaces here. After this, I would like to add more space, so let me just put something like this, or maybe more. So this allows to have more spacing between these two. Then if I'd like to put some text inside of it, what should I do? Right click.
Add the text.
Add text. And some of you didn't have this add text before. They had this add insert caption. They didn't have this edit text. I don't know why. I told some of you insert caption. That was maybe not the right way to do it. So edit text. And then I can type whatever I want, which is color masters. And then a comma, ink. Make this bigger. Maybe that's too big. And what type of font did you choose?
That's it. Bodoli MC Black.
Which one?
Bodoli MC Black. Down.
Down?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, looks like a good choice. Well, very similar. It's very close. This one has like a different C. Sorry? Which one? This one? This one? Well, this is what we chose. because we used it recently. That's why it shows up in the list of the ones that we just recently used. But if you would like to use some other one, well, that looks okay. I mean, that's fine for what we would like to do. Maybe this one, yeah, Broadway, probably. This is the one that is closer. Probably the same that they used. It looks almost the same. So now, first of all, you can see that, I mean, as you said, that's right, there's some sort of a shadow there. If you have, paid attention, I mean, if you are really going for the details, you're going to see that there are some shadows. I can do that by going to font, and then I have more things. And where should I have those shadows? Text effects, shadow, and I can choose the type of shadow that I want. There's something like this, the direction of the shadow, inside right, or I can do something more fancy, but let's do just maybe this one. Okay, so it adds something similar to that. Whatever, it's not very important even if you didn't do it. Okay, let's move on. Yes? No, I'm not going to give you these things in the exam. I just would like you to learn more. In the exam, I'm going to give you like the type of questions I gave you for the quiz. Something with tasks are clearly mentioned and things that need to be done. Probably some of the things, one of the things that came very much, some students did forget to insert the signature. But this is I'm going to be talking about inshallah next week, the common mistakes that you did and how to not do them again. And also the page border, I'm going to show you that inshallah next time. But let's just try to finish something that looks like this. I just would like to show you something that you can do more with what you already know. So I just would like to get back and have a line here that looks like this. Actually, you know what? I can do it also with a table. I can put a table here and then put my text inside of it, and then maybe just delete those lines because I don't need them anymore. Except that this table, I don't want to have those lines to be there. So I can, let me show you something probably that might be interesting. You can click here and there is this, I can draw the borders, but I was expecting to have something else like this eraser, but I don't see it. Sorry?
The table tools, right?
No, anyways, I'm confused. Maybe I'm looking for something not at the right place. So what I'm going to be doing, basically, I'm going to select this, and I don't want to have this left border. Click on it. I don't want the right border. I click on it. So you can see now it's like some sort of dots. Actually, those dots are not going to be shown up if I print, for example. These are not going to be showed up. As you can see, I don't see the dots if I print here. This is just to show you that this is like a line that I can use, but there's nothing up now. Okay. However, I don't want this to be that size. I can make it smaller to the size that I want. And you can see now it looks like something that's, let's just make it centered somehow. Okay, and then maybe like full color, blah blah blah. I can just have a line before, a line after if I want, or maybe just select this and go to the paragraphs the same way, and then add some spaces before and some spaces after. So now I can have some spaces before and after, and make it bold, italic, so it can be italic like this, and maybe centered, so it looks like it's centered. I can also maybe increase the size to something like this, whatever, something similar. I don't want you to do exactly the same because I'm not giving you the tasks exactly. So something that looks similar. If I look at it here, you can see that this is not that bad. So let's continue with this table over here. I just need this to be centered, bold, and maybe the size, the font size can be a bit different. Is it all of them or just this one? Maybe let's just select this one. or add a little bit more. That's a bit too much. Maybe like this. I can make this smaller or if I want. I don't know if I need to make it smaller. Maybe I might, so I can see maybe if no, that's fine. Let's keep it like this. And all of them, as you can see, so they seem to be centered also. So I'm going to center all these. Now they look like something that are centered a bit. I can probably maybe change the font to make it something, I don't know, that looks close to this. I don't know if it's closer. You can see that, I mean, it's anyway, it's almost the same, except that this shows on 2 pages. Probably I can maybe add more in the size. Oh, that's a bit too much. I can choose actually, you see, if I go up and down, it shows like 12 and 14. If I want something like 13, I can just go ahead and type 13 actually, which is something that is not on the choices that I can have from here. Also, if you choose from the choices, you don't have 13 here, but you still can type 13, it will work as well. So let's say 13 probably is interesting. Okay, let's have this 5 reasons. Bold. Is it italic? No, maybe not. And maybe just make it the font size bigger. It seems like this font is not the same, so probably I'm going to choose I don't know, Arial Black or Arial Narrow, maybe something, no, whatever. Just maybe let's keep it just Arial and then make it a bit bigger. Yes, no, like this, centered, and then maybe add more space after it, like 2 or 2.5. Just make it 2. And then here, as you can see, I can do the same thing again with the borders. I don't want the left border here. Well, I don't want also this up, and I don't want the right border. So let's take it here. I don't want the right border. And yeah, same thing. I don't want the border on the top and on the bottom. Now, as you can see, it looks like it just now the table without those things there. I need this to be centered. Let's make them centered. And maybe reduce the size. No. So we are this. Let's just make it centered, and it doesn't seem to be centered. Why don't? It didn't center the same way that it is here. Why is that? Yes, now. Okay. There's something, if I want to have this more spaces here, you know, I can do something here in the tables, table properties, and probably there's something in the cells. This this is how we can. They're going to be centered. I mean, no, this is not what I want. I want something else. Text, preferred size, borders and shading options. These are the margins. Default cell margins. So these are the spaces between the text and the borders of that table. So where did I go to that? Okay, first of all, let's right click and then table properties. And then I have these options and I can choose whatever I'm going to be doing. If I look here, for example, I have some spaces between these and the left and the right. So if I increase the spaces on the left and on the right, let's just put them something like this. Okay, okay. You see now, I have more spaces between the text and the borders of the cells, which looks somehow just a little bit like this. So maybe the values that I chose are too big. I can just maybe choose some other values that looks like. Maybe let's make it 4 and 4. Maybe it's whatever. It's something similar. I don't want to find exactly the same thing, but something that looks like this thing is okay. If I want to be more precise, you see there's more spaces. I can just drag this a bit down so it leaves more spaces after. And then this color masters needs to be centered. I would like just to right click and ignore this, because I know that this is just the name of a company. It probably was going to be like that. This looks to be bold. My bold is not enough. Maybe I can just try to find another font, or maybe go to the properties and find a way to make it bolder, if it's possible. There's double separate, no, text effects. Maybe there's something that I can do. No. Never mind, I can choose probably another font that will make it look bolder, like some of the fonts that are already bold, and like this one, for example, maybe that makes it look bolder. So just somewhere, some of the things, what I wanted to do this exercise, basically I just wanted you to learn more things that we can do. Sometimes hide some tables and work with tables to do some things that are easily maintainable, and then you can add more things or change. While if you use what the spaces, and then you can add, you know, especially for this one, you could have used just, you type the text and then you put a space, but it's going to be very hard. Or maybe just insert something like this, where are these shapes, for example. You could have inserted the shapes, just a text, and then you type each text, something inside of it, and you hide the. But anyway, this is, I think the tables sometimes are useful for these situations where I can hide some borders. It does whatever I want it to do.